Good morning, y'all. It's almost 10 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock.
Oh, it is 10 o'clock, round the dot. Hey, good morning, y'all. Thank you for coming to our sales meeting via online and also in person. I understand the weather's getting nice, and the buyers out there, so I get it. So just hope that you guys are having a great summer and start really looking at your KV core, which Alan will talk about during our session. We got approximately only a quarter of our agents logging on KV Core. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't utilize that system, you're gonna be left behind. Simply because that system will work for you while you sleep. And your clients will hear the bomb, diggly bomb, because you're working all the time. So anyway, without further ado, I do want to introduce our sponsor this morning, who is located in Newnan. So Adrian, do you have this now? Do you want to turn on the lights so we can see ya? Yeah.
Hey, good morning from Newnan. The lights are on. This is just what you get. Sorry.
That's
okay.
Yes, we have our speaker for this morning's meeting. Her name is Erica Harris, and she is with Savvy Staging. And she's going to give us a little presentation this morning and give us some tips.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Erica Harris, and I own Savvy Staging in Peachtree City, Georgia. We have been in business now about 2.5 years.
No, you're good.
Okay. We have about 10 ladies that work with us, but then we have lots of partners that we work with as well. And we have professional stagers, organizers, and designers on our team. In our 2 years in business, we've done nearly 200 homes. They ranged in price from 200,000, and actually I remembered one this morning that was closer to 100,000, all the way up to 3.5 million. We have 7 partnerships around Atlanta. So if I don't have the furniture, I have places that I can get the furniture. Sometimes it's more cost effective to get it other places as well, and we look into that, but we can go anywhere in Atlanta. We do vacant and occupied homes. A lot of people will not do occupied homes and bring their stuff in, but we do. And then when our stuff has reached its prime, we like to go ahead and sell it off to short-term rentals. So if you have short-term rental clients that are getting ready to get into the Airbnb business, we'd love to help them out and furnish their homes. So what is staging? That's everybody's question, right? Well, so this is a normal $300,000 home that we did, and there it is staged. I think that's kind of what it looks like normally when you go into houses these days, and then this is what it looks like after. I feel like we're transforming the home from somebody's personality into anybody's home. So this is one of my favorite stages that we've done this year. This home here, it was going to be sold for $1.4 million, but it was not fashioned at a $1.4 million home. And that's their same furniture. We just had custom covers made for those chairs because they were so, yeah, they were just kind of, yeah, really regular covers weren't working. So we had custom covers made, we changed the table, we packed things up. This one we actually we have a moving company that we partner with that we all work really well together. So for this particular home, we had 6 stagers and 6 movers, and we transformed the entire home in about 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
It was a 10,000 square foot home. So at any rate, for me, that's why you stage. The realtor that we worked with, she swears that she could not have sold it for that, and they had a cash offer within 3 days.
Wow.
Staging puts your best foot forward, and it's tax deductible I believe it's tax deductible if you guys pay for it. I know it's tax deductible if the homeowner pays it. It's part of the marketing expense for them to sell their home. The photos stand out, and then it makes the home an emotional purchase, not a business decision. You know, anybody who's selling a vacant home, it's a business decision. But when we start getting into emotions, then all bets are off, especially in this market. Okay, so 81% of the buyers find staging homes easier to visualize as a future home. This is a home I went into, and look, this is what it was like when I went there, and they're like, well, it's going to sell in this market. Well, yeah, it sure is, but they got $100,000 over asking price, and we did the whole house like that. Okay, so when to call a stager. This is my new favorite thing. This is a house on my street that went on the market on Saturday. And when I stopped by to ask if they wanted me to walk their house, they said no. So this is online. This is an online photo from my street. This makes me laugh because as a stager, as a potential buyer, it's a beautiful picture, but what do you see? When I look at the picture, I see the rug.
Yeah.
That is all I see is a rug. This house is on a nature preserve.
Yeah.
And it's got this custom fireplace that they just had done, and you don't even notice it because it's all you can see is the rug.
Right.
Yeah.
And so.
And
And yeah,
Yes.
so for $250, I come in, do a detailed report of everything that needs to be done, and my feedback would have been to roll up this rug, roll up that rug. I mean, take down your personal pictures.
Rearrange the sofa too.
Yeah, we could have done a few minor things, and their house isn't sold yet. And in this market, in my mind, that's unexcusable.
Right.
And we can go on and on through the pictures, but in every room, I was like, I wish they would have let me walk in. So, at any rate, this is my prime example of a great neighborhood and a great market, and the house isn't sold. And I know it's because no one can see themselves in it.
Yeah.
It's just got it. The house is full of furniture all the way around. So,
Yes.
any rate, if you want to look it up, I'll send you the address.
It looks too personalized.
Staging creates a fear of missing out. So here's another house we went into. This is what it was like when I walked in. That's what it looked like when they moved out. And I was like, hey, let's make it into a child's playroom and go ahead and paint the walls. And again, now we've got it, your kids, you can like walk in and be like, oh my gosh, this is where I want to raise my kids. They'll have so much space. It's an attic space. What would you do with it? That's what we did. So there you go. That's our company. I look forward to working with everyone. I'm not here to take anybody's staging business from another stager. I just want everyone to stage.
And that's good.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Erica. Does
Thank
anybody
you.
have any questions for Erica? She's actually going to be off to Atlanta
Yes.
to do a big staging project this morning when she leaves here.
Thank you. I do believe that staging does make a difference, and the fact that you're able to go in a house and just, pluck or add or subtract some of these things, it makes the house sell so much better. I mean, I have listed recently a house that shouldn't have priced for $560, but we did get a $560 offer with $30,000 appraisal gap. Because the fact that we went in there and staged it, in taking things out, and just like she said, that rug was such a deterrence that you couldn't see the beauty of the house because there's just too much. So thank you, Erica.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Erica.
And Adrian, thank you. You go first today?
Yep, Adrian, you're up.
Okay, hello again. I just wanted to talk to you guys about your social media and encourage you to connect your social media in KV Core. That is huge. I've talked about before about scheduling things to publish on your behalf ahead of time, and that takes kind of the dread out of social media for your business. With KV Core, with your account that you already have access to, you have your website, you can connect your social media, and your listings can automatically pop up every time that you have a listing, and you can schedule things out through KV Core and your social. So get that connected. I also wanted to talk about some classes coming up. Tomorrow we have Transaction Desk at Airport, and this is like the intro to Transaction Desk. So I know a lot of agents probably could use this class. You will get 3 hours of CE and have that information for you. KV Core training is also tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And this is going to go beyond the basics. So we're excited about getting into that as well. We have 1031 exchanges on Thursday in Fayetteville. And Also, I don't know if Ming wanted to mention this or not, the strawberry, I know she does want to mention it,
Please
but I.
do, please do.
Okay, so Saturday, bring your family, bring your appetite, and come to the Southern Bell Farm in McDonough, and pick a bucket of strawberries from 10 to 11.
Yeah, please bring your family. It's a great time. If you never had Southern Belle strawberries, I promise you, you'll regret for not coming. We will buy a gallon of strawberry bucket for you to pick.
They should
So,
weigh you before you go in.
yes, they may weigh you before you go in, because what we see with the kids is that they'll pick 2 in their mouth and 1 in the basket. So, but anyway, they know that to a certain extent. So, but do come out Saturday. Love to see you guys out there, and just enjoy some family time and take some time out for you and your family.
Yeah, a great way to start your Saturday morning from 10 to 11. Also, a couple of things coming up, not this week, but license law. If you want to go ahead and get that out of the way and get that checked off your list, we have a class in Noonan coming up next Wednesday. And then relaunch starts May 2nd, Monday, May 2nd for those 2 weeks. So be sure and sign up and reserve your spot today because they are going quick. That's it.
Where's it being hosted at? The
Oh,
relaunch?
yes, in Fayetteville.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, transaction desk, airport.
Yes.
Yeah, and just FYI, on Transaction Desk, they have changed their new platform. So those of you that is not very familiar with it, I encourage you attend, simply because the new format is actually, I think, much better than the old format. It makes it so much easier and actually identify where the signer is gonna be if you set up properly the first time. It'll save you a lot of time. So, Alan, I would like to give some of our local vendor that's here sponsoring breakfast a few minutes. So can we do that for the next 5 minutes and just meet out? Alan,
I'm sorry?
I'd like to give our local sponsor that's in the office about 5 minutes to talk about.
We have a couple minutes, we gotta get going here, so yeah.
Okay, come on, Brenda. And we're just gonna move in our offices. Morning, y'all.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get back on track here. So Mr. Wordsworth, if you would, please tell us what's happening in Fayetteville. And by the way, no one thinks that in any of the other offices.
I guess he
So.
has to figure if he wanna believe it.
All right. Well, I don't see Wordsworth, so let's just go ahead and move on here. Let's go ahead and, Miss Nancy, are you ready?
Nope, but Wordsworth is. Thank you very much.
Come on. I mean, I don't know if you're in the bathroom or what, but we got things to do.
I'm minding my business, something you should try once in a while.
You're last now, you're late.
No, Nancy, sit down. Hello, everybody. Wordsworth, branch manager at the Fayetteville office. Just a couple updates. Adrian already touched on them, but we have classes coming up. Excuse me. The one that I want to talk about the most is relaunch. It's a 25-hour post-licensed credit class. So anybody who needs that, please sign up. It starts May 2nd. And it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 2 weeks. So if you need that, sign up for it. If you know anybody, let them know about it. I'm going to be posting about it a lot on my socials, so you're probably going to get sick of it. So sign up. Excuse me, I was running. I don't do that. One more thing to add is that we have a new billing coordinator, I guess is what we called ourselves. And that's going to be Melissa, who is in the McDonough office. So if you have any billing questions, invoice questions, whatever that may be, you will now reach out to Melissa and McDonough. I mean, I like talking to y'all, but leave me alone. And that is about it for Fayetteville. Thank you. Be blessed.
Thanks,
quotes.
Wordsworth. How you looking, Miss Nancy? You ready to go?
I thought Stephanie was going next.
Apparently, I can't count, so I'm sorry. We'll keep tricking you up here.
It is.
All right, Stephanie is here with Mitch.
Stephanie is back.
Isn't he cute? Hey, Mitch.
Hello, everyone. So, this month, wait, do I need to talk? Yes. Okay, all right. So, well, last time they couldn't hear me. So last month we had 97 transactions closed, which is awesome. That puts us at 258 for the year. A couple of notes with what's been going on with paperless. The big things I've been seeing is the lead-based paint exhibit. It has to be signed. The buyer has to sign all 3 sections. Even if there's no evidence of lead-based paint, they still have to initial and say that I received all the information, because they're acknowledging that there is no evidence of lead-based paint. So that has to get initialed every time. And the other thing is that if the other agent isn't getting you a certain document signed back and it's late, please email me and let me know, because otherwise, if you don't communicate with me, I don't know what's going on and you're risking getting a fine. So just.
And it's not our objective to find you guys, just so you know. So if you have that issue, if it gets beyond like the F511, which is the closing attorney agreed to hold the escrow, if it gets beyond the 3-day period, please email us. We'll be more than happy to send an email to the closing attorney on your behalf and let them know we have to move the earnest money elsewhere, because that's what the contract says, okay? And so in your file too, if you can go and edit transaction, more information, you can put your comments in there all day and we'll see it. So the more you communicate with us, the better we can work with you. And once again, our objective is truly not to find you. We want to make sure you do it. And some of y'all getting frustrated because you have asked and not receive a response from the other end. We get it. Okay, just let us know, or upload that email where you're asking but not receive the email, so we can see that in the file as a PDF and know that you have done your best. And what we'll do is reach out to the broker on the other side and start dealing with the broker on that end, okay?
So not our objective to find you, but just communicate with us so that we know you're trying your best and it's, you know, a different party.
And I know not everybody practices like I do, and I can tell you right now, there are some other maximum ones. Affiliate says, well, our brokerage doesn't make us do that. And I get it. Y'all, it's never an issue until money comes in play. And that's when you go, uh-oh, you know. So our objective is to stop the get it done in front, so we're not ever have to go like, so anyways.
That's really all I have. Does anybody have any questions about paperless transactions?
No, they'll just smile like.
Yeah,
"Nah."
yeah, they're like, go away. Okay, that's
Do
it.
we really have to do it at all? So,
Yeah, that's
but
it.
anyways,
Okay,
thank you,
thanks.
Stephanie. All right, Miss Nancy, you're on the screen now.
Okay, you guys. Tomorrow, in Conyers, Wednesday, we have KV Core training at 3. This is on the KV Core listing machine and Core Present. You can watch it via Zoom, or you can come in the office as a group if you'd like. Also tomorrow, if you're a member of MBOR, they're hosting the Realtor Summit and Affiliate Trade Show. It's at the Georgia Piedmont, it's, if you can read the address on here, Georgia Piedmont Tech College, 8100 Bob Williams Parkway in Covington. It's from 10:30 to 1. They're having 2 guest speakers they're really proud of. It's Brad Mock. He's the GAR Director of Government Affairs, and Brianna Drake, and she's the GAR Vice President. They serve lunch at 11, and they're going to have several drawings as well. Wednesday, April the 20th, Alan will be teaching successful contract writing again. It'll start at 9:30 and it's over at 11:30. And also on Tuesday, April the 26th, Jamie Thompson with Silverton Mortgage is teaching construction and remodeling loans, starting at 9:30 over at 12:30 for 3 hours of CE credit. We had 3 new hires for the month of April and 8 new hires for the month of March. Also too, Saturday, Ming and Alan are sponsoring, as you already heard, the at Southern Bell Farms from 10 to 11, strawberry picking for your family. And if you've not had, or if you've not been, it's more than just strawberries. There's a lot of activities for children if you're interested. And their strawberries are so good, really. I was thinking of all these recipes, and the only thing that comes to mind right now is a strawberry daiquiri.
You can do that too.
Strawberry cake,
I know.
alcohol, all kinds of fun strawberry. Yeah. all
I heard
kinds of
alcohol,
strawberry
that's all I
stuff.
needed to hear.
And so I always have a little something, a little inspiration. And this month, if we did all the things we were capable of doing, we would literally astonish ourselves. And that's it for me, you guys. Melissa, you're up.
Hey, everybody. If you haven't heard yet, we're gonna host a strawberry picking
We're giving it.
on Saturday at Southern Bell Farms. Bring your family out. It's really fun. The strawberries are delicious. And to follow up on Wordsworth, I do have the billing now. If you have any questions or concern about your invoices, card payments, just shoot me an email, call me.
Don't call her about car payment though. Oh, she meant card. like, Anyways,
Yes, no car payments. I
not
have
this
my
car
own.
payment.
Just give me a call. We'll get it straightened out. We're gonna work.
And
with
just so you know,
everybody.
we actually did what we call a detailed audit on everybody's account this month. So there are some reflection changes. So if you have any questions, just let us know. Most of you don't have any, but we may have some on folks that did sign up on Chai, and that's where our detailed audit went this month.
Yep.
So, but if you have any question, let us know, or if you no longer want to utilize Shine, please send us an email at chime@maxonepartners.com so we can take you off of Chime, okay? Like any contract, it has to be in writing because, sometimes you verbally commit it and then, no, don't pick me on, and then, so we just have to have something in writing, so.
And KV Core, just dive deeper in that. The more you open and the more you do, the more that opens up. So
And this week's is about listing. I know you guys are actively going out, with listing right now. So please don't miss it. I promise you, it'll be worthwhile learning. Letitia has been very good about learning some of KB core. Do you have any comments on that?
No, I'm excited to do the listing machine, because I'm a listing machine.
Yeah, I know you are. She says she's a listing machine, so she's very excited
I'm
about that.
gonna, yeah.
So, oh, really quick, and this off topic, any one of you guys have a buyer around 350 Madonna? I have an off-market listing that's gonna go on the market May 1st. But they're not, they really want to do off-market because of family dynamics. And so Zillow currently got the estimate around about 385, and I looked at the comp, it does support that. So if you have me buy around the 350 solid brick, is well taken care of, just the inside's a little dated. So talk to me, call me, whatever, text me, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to redirect you to the agent who's actually got that listing. Is a good friend of mine, so to try and help her out.
Okay. So I think that's all I have.
Anybody has any exciting listing?
I do.
Okay, what you got, real quick?
I've got a, listing in East Cobb. It's at,
You gotta speak up a little bit, because I'm not sure they can hear you.
okay, I have a listing in East Cobb. It's listed at 4:30. We're doing an open house on Saturday. If you have anybody, please bring them. It's 608 Holt Road in Marietta.
Contact Letitia Clayton Usher, and she's
Just like the
I'm sorry, Letitia Clayton, sorry. Anyways,
Thank
contact
you.
her, and she'll be more happy, get in touch with you, so. All right. You
I'm
have anything
done,
else?
I'm done, that's it.
Yeah, please welcome Melissa. She has a tough job because administration, 9 out of 10 is not appreciated, but it is essential for us to move forward and make sure the machine is running smoothly, okay? So if you have any billing issue, please be nice, as she's put in that position to help you guys out, okay? Thank you, and I believe,
You're up.
I'm up next. Okay, I think I announced most of the stuff that I have going on, and anyways, love all of you guys. Truly want to see you grow. Have any suggestions and team or that you want to develop, please talk to me. I do have an agent who wants to be a assistant. So any of you guys that are interested in a licensed agent as an assistant, please let me know and I'll redirect her information to you. Just reach out to me after the meeting, okay? Aside from that, I know Alan's looking at revamping McDonough office, convert some space for day offices for y'all, and also build 2 more solo office in here too. So when's that gonna happen? I'm not exactly sure because contractors are tough to get hold of right now, especially going through summer season. But I know that we do have plans in doing that. And so you probably won't see a whole lot of open space in McDonough when we start doing this process. And yes, he has his site on Griffin sometime this year. So he tells me. So anyways, I'm gonna let him announce that. All right. So I am done on my part of it, and I believe who's up next? Taylor. Woo woo. Come on, Taylor. Taylor's our new branch manager in Airport.
Morning. Everyone, welcome Taylor.
Hi to everybody in all the other offices. If y'all don't know who I am, my name is Taylor. I'm the new branch manager here at Airport, and I'm happy to be here. All my agents have made me feel so welcome, and what's new? So I am over the newsletter that has been going out to everyone. Tomorrow we have the Georgia MLS Intro to Transaction Desk here at the airport office. It starts at 10:00 a.m. So if you guys can make it, I would love to see y'all beautiful faces. We also have a lunch and learn that's coming up, not next week, but the week after. That will be taught by Alan. And it starts at 11:00 a.m. And it'll be on a Thursday. It's on the 28th.
Contracts 101.
Yes, it's contracts
Yeah.
101. So yes. Also, I have been told by a Miss Harris in the memorial of Tyrone. In his memory, they're sponsoring anyone who wants to be a real estate agent or take a real estate class. So they're going to sponsor them to take that class and become a real estate
Which
agent.
is actually really sweet.
Yeah.
Tyrone Coleman,
It's Miss Harris.
Tyrone Coleman, yeah, he passed. Right. His family wants to sponsor someone to go through real estate school,
Wow.
which I just think is really, really kind and sweet.
just so sweet.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, that is all the news I have so far.
Well, welcome, we're glad to have you, Taylor.
Yes, I'm happy to be here, and if there's anything y'all need, I'm here. Y'all always know I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, we like her, so.
But that's it. Bye, guys.
Taylor,
All
like, from her office, just so you know.
Hey, Megan, would you go ahead and mute up, please?
Oh, man. Okay.
So, all right, I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And so I'm really excited about what we have to go over, but it's not all necessarily great news. And, but my job is to make sure that you are prepared for what's coming up and for what we see happening in the seasons. Every week we do this thing called the Real Estate Backstory every Monday morning. Some of y'all watch that. Some of the things I'm going to talk about today, we kind of touched on yesterday, but I want to go in a little bit deeper today and really explain what that means to us, because it's one thing to have the information. It's another if you don't do anything with it. And so what we got to do is look at what do we have to do to move things with it. So let's just talk about first, what is the state of our current market right now? And so none of this is going to be that earth shattering, right? We know that home prices have kind of continued to kind of shoot up. And so this is where we currently stand, over the last 12 years, roughly kind of thing. This is, or 17 years, I'm sorry. This is where housing prices have gone. So they are steady heading up. This is our home affordability index, and that has been steady heading down. We've seen that, and right now the impact from the rising mortgage rates are continuing to impact that. This is, when now Phoenix may have seen the greatest cumulative gain, but if you look at the Atlanta area, we're at 31.1% property value increases since the pandemic began. And for a lot of us, that's just kind of a really good benchmark. For us, it's a little over a couple of years ago kind of thing now. And so, but 30% increase, that, we're talking about a third of your property's value in just a couple of years. So we've seen massive property value increases. Here is what that actually looks like year to year. And so if you look at what the last 6 years have done, and if there's ever really a testament to home ownership versus renting, it's got to be in this slide right here. Because when you look at this, you see like every year, what happens to property values? They increase. But if you look at what happened the last 2 years, like I said, we're 31% just in the last 2 years. But if you look at the last 6 years combined, this is why we buy and why we don't rent. Because when we need to keep talking about that narrative, because if they're not going to get into the game, it's not, if you guys know folks that like, you remember when folks bought in 2006 and 2007, and like for the first couple of years, they were all, oh man, I lost money, I'm underwater. How are they doing right now?
Awesome. They're
great, right? Because it all does work out. This is what's happening on the other side, because we're in a supply demand paradigm right now. So our supply is very limited, and so you can kind of see that demand is high, supply is low. So what happens when demand is high and supply is low? The prices are going up, kind of thing. And so you can see that right now we are sitting at 40% of our inventory of where we were just 4 or 5 years ago. And so what that means is if you had a buyer that was looking at 5 houses a couple of years ago, they're looking at 2 houses now, because we only have 40% of the inventory. So, it is a much smaller pool of properties to look at. I mean, a lot of times we look back and we think about, remember when we used to go and look at 50 properties? Thank God we're not looking at 50 properties anymore. I mean, I know, it is tighter, but I don't want it to be that tight necessarily. So this is our seller traffic index, and you can kind of see what this means is the amount of listings that we have, and a little bit whitewashed, but like you can see that there is very, especially here in Georgia, the amount of seller traffic we have is very weak. We don't have a lot of listings coming up, and we haven't had a lot of listings. We are starting to see an uptick, which is a good news. But at the same time, this is our buyer index, and this is just another way to look at this. And so I'm not trying to bore you with things that you already know, but we have to look at where we are so that we can look at where we're going. When folks say, why are we in this state? Well, the first thing I want you to look at is this is the US population by the different age groups. And so you can see that the baby boomers used to be the largest population. It is now baby boom. It is now millennials. And if you look at the peak of the millennials right here, this area right here, over the next 4 to 5 years, all the millennials are going to be reaching 33 years of age. Right now, they're all between 28 and 30, 31, that kind of stuff. But the biggest population group is going to be reaching 33. Why is that an important benchmark? That's the first time home buyer age is 33 years old. So over the next 5 years, the single largest population group that we have is going to be reaching first time buyer age. So it's demand going down. As far as like people needing houses, we just have more people than we have, because here's our supply side, right? So what you're looking at, this black line in here, this is our 50-year average. For the last 50 years, this black line represents how many homes that we've built on average for 50 years. Where have we been for the last 14 years? Underbuilt. We haven't been there, right? We haven't touched it. And so we haven't even got up to the average yet on building. And at the same time, what are we building?
Expensive homes.
Yeah, right now our median new construction home is $404,000. It's not a starter home at the same time. So, we're going to continue to have, again, I'm just trying to point out that we have supply versus demand issues. So things in housing are looking pretty good. Now, on the positive side, active listings have increased for the first time in 6 months. So there are more listings coming on the market, but this is also a predecessor of what is coming down the road. Like we are now into the spring and summer buying season. We have more buyers than we have sellers. Yes, we have rising interest rates, but just supply versus demand, we don't have enough houses. And we're in the spring and summer buying season. What is going to happen during spring and summer? We're going to sell a buttload of houses is what's going to happen. It's what happens every single year. Spring and summer is still going to be our strongest buying season. And I don't care what happens with interest rates, it's going to continue to drive that up. So the first time we got more new listings than we have active listings. So we're starting to see that. But some of this is seasonal. We see more houses coming on the market, more people planning on buying and selling this time of year. So there is some seasonality side to that. So all the folks, Altos Research, all your big data companies, that kind of stuff, this is, we keep watching for it. There's absolutely no signs of market slowdown anywhere in the data. If anything, we're seeing the market continue to heat up. I believe that that's going to be exactly true through summer. But things are looking different, and I want you to be prepared for it. And the time to look at preparing your business for it is now. So, these are our home price forecasts, and this is for all the major companies, whether CoreLogic, Fannie Mae, Mortgage Bankers Association, Freddie Mac, National Association of Realtors. They're averaging around 6.7% increases. So when you look at a 6.7% increase, we've been in double digits all year already. So we're going to have to start seeing much lower property price appreciations later in the year is what we're really going to be looking at. And I want to make sure that it's my job to prepare you for this, because the tide is shifting. We're already starting to see it a little bit. It's going to be really hard to spot during the summer, because summer's going to be on fire anyway. But if we don't spot it now, and if we don't get ahead of that curve, it's going to hurt us come fall and winter. So you know, mortgage rates are likely to continue to move higher. We've already seen some of the biggest increases, but you know, I really don't see them moving much past 5. They're gonna be in that 4.7 to 5 range probably through the rest of the year. It's really kind of where I'm expecting to see us kind of roll out. I mean, right now we're at a 4.72, but that is about a 1.5 up over where it was just 3 months ago, much less last year. So we're well over an entire percentage point. And so when we say, you know, interest rates are up to 4.72, is that a bad thing? Let's start with that real quick.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like if you look at where historic mortgage rates are, way higher. We just kind of gotten spoiled into thinking that this is normal. You know, I mean, like all of a sudden it's like, what? I can't get 3%? You know, like
What's wrong with you?
I mean, that is not realistic. And if you look at how the rate, you know, how the real estate market was when we were at 5 and 6, even 7%, real estate was still really good, kind of thing. So what I want you to look at here is, and this is where the data starts to really show kind of what's going on. And so these are times in the past when mortgage rates have risen by more than 1%. So you can see we got 93, 96, 98, 2003, 2005, 2012. And then these are all the amounts of increases. This is how long that time frame went for, and then the increase. What happened to home prices during all of those times? Did home values go down? See, one thing we have to get ready for, and we have to get our head around, like we all lived and survived 2006, 2007, 2008. And what happened with property values then? It went down then. And so if we go into a you know, tumultuous times in real estate, what do we expect home prices to do? Well, I mean, most folks are expecting it to be like 2008. They're, oh, okay, the bottom's gonna fall out of it. Home prices are going down. That's not historically, that's not accurate, right? If you look at even if you look at the last 6 recessions, property values really don't, I mean, on a couple of them, they went down 1 and 2%. But the only time that I really went down was in 2007, 2008. And that's because we helped cause that. You know, we were all over Winfrey real estate, right? If you get a house, everybody gets a house. You know, you got a pulse, you get a house, right? We were going to get you a house. But we helped cause that downturn. But if you look at what's really happened in the past, when mortgage rates jump by a point or more, property values don't decline. So, however, what does decline is the volume of sales. And so here we are again. So these have some additional dates, but what I want you to look at here, in that same time, home prices increased all the way through. What about sales? What about volume percentages? What about the number of sales happens during that time? Come on, y'all. I mean, look, what happens to the number of transactions that we're going to be looking at later on this year? It's going to be going down. Okay. And that's what I mean by we have to be ready. See, the public, when they think the market is going to change, the real estate market is going to alter, like that's different than for us, because we need to be looking at the number of transactions that we do and what's going to happen in our market. Do I see property values dropping? I mean, if you look at all the supply and demand issues we have going on, is there really an opportunity for property values to drop? Are we suddenly just not going to have billions of people? We are. So you know and I mean, no matter what we do, we have this big demand. We still have our largest population group that's coming into that first time buyer range. This is why so many people are moving into multifamily and the commercial side. So we just have a lot of folks needing housing. At the same time, we don't have a lot of housing, and we haven't been building a lot of housing. So no matter what, realistically, are we looking at property values being able to drop? No. But what happens is our volume goes down. The number of transactions goes down. We're not going to sell as many houses in the future. Right? Now this is that same graph again, kind of thing. And so what I want you to see is what happens in here. Property values don't drop. Home sales go, the transaction goes down. Look at those mortgage rates. We need to be ready for that as well. I mean, if you look at what happens in mortgage rates, you know, we are gonna be seeing rising mortgage rates over the next several years. Yeah, I think that we're gonna be flattening out in that 5% range, but it's gonna continue to tweak up until they get, because what's gonna happen is they're, you know, as they move forward, they're gonna keep raising the federal funds rate and things like that, which will inadvertently affect the 10-year treasury. We have to be ready for that. And you need to be talking to your clients. And so, and what I mean by that, for a couple of things is, I mean, look at all these interest rates and where they're going. And so when you say, is now a good time to buy? Is it? I mean, like are prices gonna be dropping? No. Are interest rates gonna be rising?
Yes.
So should they wait to buy?
No.
Because that's what we're seeing folks tell. We're seeing folks talk about wait to buy, wait to buy, wait to buy. Well, if you wait to buy, your interest rate's gonna go up. Now, property appreciation is not gonna keep increasing at the same amount, but it's not dropping, right? We're not gonna go out, we're not gonna find bargains. It's not gonna be REO City again. It's not gonna be short sales and all this other kind of stuff going on. No one's upside down right now. You know, the state of the housing market is really, really solid. And so again, we've got to make sure that we're looking at this eyes wide open and looking at how this is going to impact our business. It's really important. You know, one of the biggest things out there is home ownership is a huge hedge against inflation. If you look at what happened in the past when we had different inflation amounts, you know, what happened to home price appreciation versus inflation? It outpaces inflation. The other thing is that when you have a mortgage and the inflation and you know, what happens with rents versus a mortgage? How about the folks who bought a home 2 years ago? What's happened to their mortgage payment? Nothing. How about the folks who rented 2 years ago? Yeah, they're getting a chin right now, right? So, you know, understanding that inflation, you know, I'm not saying it's our friend, but when we're talking about, is this a good time to buy? It's a really hard thing to explain that if you don't understand the facts. If you don't understand what we're heading into, now really is a good time to buy. We should not be pulling back and saying, no, let's just wait till the fall. Let's just look for next year. Because then they're going to be paying a point more in interest rates and the properties or values are not going down. This is nothing like the last time. This is how many people with a credit score greater than 620. Now, as far as home mortgages and that kind of stuff, you see a big difference? We don't have the risky mortgages that we had back then. We don't have people underwater in homes. We don't have people over leveraged the same way that we do. We are not looking at a crash on the real estate side of things. We aren't, but we are looking at a volume that's going to go down. Okay, we're going to have a lot of our entry-level buyers that are going to get priced out of homes. This is the scenario where we're going into. And so we have to prepare ourselves for this, because does anybody remember how many agents we had in 2005 and 2006? No, we had a bunch. What happened by 2008? Yeah, oh yeah, we had all kinds of stuff. Right. So property values are not going to see a hit. Volume is going to slow. Go ahead and understand that right now. But you have to look at how ready are you. This is so important for you, because if you wait until it's slow to decide to do something about your business, you're 6 months behind at that point. I don't want to see happen to our folks what happened to so many people between 2006 and 2008, when they weren't ready for a downturn and they weren't ready to pivot. And we're not really talking about a huge number, but could we see a drop in volume of you know, 5, 7, 10%? We could.
Yes.
We really could. And so, you know, I don't want to hope for that, but I do want to prepare for that. Because then that puts us in a position where we're making the decisions. The market isn't making decisions for us. So winter is coming. Okay. I want you to understand. Yeah, I'm a Game of Thrones geek. Okay, so just go with it. All right. But winter really is coming, And so, but it's not coming from a property value standpoint, it's coming from a transaction volume.
Yeah.
And we all need our transaction volumes. That's how we make money. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all want to increase what our average transaction is, but at the end of the day, it's about sell more houses, make more money, right? So transaction volumes is what's going to be the challenge moving forward. So when do we got to position ourselves? We got to do it right now. So what I want you to start looking at is how many lead sources are you currently operating? Because over the next 6 months, we're going to see a market shift, right? And if your business is all coming from one lead source and that lead source changes, what do?
You're dry.
You go out of business is what you do if that's all you have. And so I'm giving you the heads up. I'm telling you right now, we've got to be looking at how are we going to generate leads? How are we going to run our business? Not just now, how do we position ourselves and set ourselves up so that when that hit comes, it's hitting the other people that weren't prepared for this to kind of come out of the gate. I'm not trying to be a dooms guy. I'm not, and honestly, I'm not doom at all. I'm all about being smart, about being prepared, right? Because this Proverbs, the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. Look, I'm not trying to get all scriptural with you here, but there's a fact that we got to get ready. It is going to happen. No matter what, every 7 or 11 years, the real estate market shifts anyway. We see that on trends every 7 or 11 years. We're going on like 13 years. So we're already past that trend. We are going to see a shift in real estate. All right. And so we have to prepare ourselves. And I know I'm preaching a little bit, but it's important. It's important for your businesses that we do that. So all of our leads, everything works through our CRM, right? It's important. Everything goes in, everything comes out of our CRM. But now that we have the new KV Core, it's really, really crucial that we're taking advantage of that. And so I kind of want to jump into that real quick because we're missing the boat here a lot, my friends. So like this is this is what's coming in right now, currently through here. I've got all these leads that are coming in. By the way, I got a lead for $1 million, $1,085,000, almost $1.1 million new lead that came in through our website. And right now what's happening is all the leads that are coming into our website are just kind of getting randomly spread out to all of our agents. Well, we're about to change that, and I'm only going to start sending it to the people that are actually engaged in Chime, because I hate seeing business just get left up there. We have a lot of
Not time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He meant.
Excuse me, KV Core. When I say Chime, just remember I'm an idiot. I don't know what to say. I'm only going to talk about KV Core because Chime is gone as far as I'm concerned. But KV Core is built in. You're already paying for KV Core. It's here and it does a phenomenal job. But we are not adopting it yet, and we need to. You guys are missing out on the boat here with this kind of thing. See, like right now, I've got 33% of you that have logged in so far. 100 agents. By the way, we get 300, and that's it. Only 100 of you have logged in. Only 5 of you have imported your contacts. Only 4 of you are engaging with your contacts. We have a lot of business that we are leaving out there. Like if you look at here, like, for just those people that are doing it, I mean, these are just the folks that have started to adopt it right now. It's already sent out 1,500 search alerts, 11 behavior alerts, 421 smart campaigns. It's already started. I've only got like 5 or 6 of you that are really engaging on the thing, and it's sent out 2,000 emails so far. We've been using this a couple of weeks.
Right, it's
and it's not getting adopted very well. And look at how many alerts, unengaged leads we have out there, kind of thing. I've got 2,500 leads that are not being engaged. That's really hard to stomach. Now, some of those are coming out of your sphere, that kind of stuff. I mean, you can see we got 2,800 total contacts. A lot of them are coming from different places. It's time that we really look at what we're doing. So I want you to look at, and it's time to look at KV Core, but I want you to go and I want you to keep it simple, please. I'm not trying to call anybody stupid, You know, we gotta kiss it. And KV Core, you can get really, really deep in the weeds with it if you want to, but you don't have to. And so what I want to kind of run everyone through here is this is a great tool to help you weather this upcoming storm. Like we, you know, the vast majority of folks are going to work off their referrals. It's a referral business. And so you need a way that you're managing a lot of relationships. And that's what this is here for. So there's really 4 parts that I want you to think about with your KV Core. And we're missing the boat here. I want to run you through these. And by the way, we are going to send these out to you and we're going to share these with you. These are going to be in all the offices kind of thing.
So you're gonna share this listing with
Yep,
us?
I sure will. Yeah, this is not, look, I promise, this is not hidden material. This is not secret data, okay? I want you to use this. I'm begging you kind of thing. Use it. But I just want to kind of walk you through it in theory, because a lot of times we overthink things and we get in really, really deep. And honestly, there's a lot to KV Core. But if we can just get brilliant at the basics, it will do a lot of the work for us. And so there's really 4 parts to really engaging on KV Core. And so the first one is go in and set up your profile. You want to go and you want to set up, put in your headshot, add your agent MLS IDs, both Georgia MLS and FMLS, put them both in there with a comma, that kind of stuff. Your email, your designations, your license number if you want it to, connect your social media profile, do an about you. You can add email signature if you want, credentials, that kind of stuff. But I mean, the initial part is just basics. It's the same thing you basically do, you know, when you go to your Zillow profile, that kind of stuff. It's just not, we're not talking rocket science here. All right. So you go in there and you know, turn your leads on and make them private because those are yours. Like I can see that leads are coming in, but I can't touch it. All it tells me is private lead. And I don't want to, but I hate seeing them in there because they're in your KV Core right now and you're not accessing them.
So is that what you make a reference to, all of those 2,000 and something leads that was on that other list there, the individuals who have signed in already and?
It's sending information. Some folks are already sending things out. We are also generating leads to be able to send out to everybody else as well, both kind of thing. So, you know, but the first step is just logging in and setting up your profile. That's the very, very first step on there kind of thing. And then, you know, at that point is when you start going in and checking activity and that kind of stuff. Part 2 is when you go in and you set up and you set up your automations kind of thing. And so first thing you want to do is you want to go in, you want to, you know, when you do start getting leads in kind of thing, you know, like they're super easy to manage them. Like if you just click on buyer, seller, whichever one you click on, it highlights and now that's a buyer lead, a seller lead. You click on prospect and this lead goes from being a new lead to a prospect, or you click on spear and it goes into being a spear. You know, you need to kind of basically understand how that whole process works. You can see it tracks everything that's been done. It tracks if they've been emailed, what messages it's sent out. These things are already set up to send things out to your clients if you choose for it to. Anyone that's coming in as a new lead will automatically get engaged by the system. You don't have to turn anything on. So, you know, now you can go in and decide that you want to add in additional ones. And so you go in and so you can go in and you can change what's called behavioral automations. And that's where we go in and we decide, okay, for a new client, for past clients, you know, these are the different ways I want the system to engage. You either turn them on or turn them off. Right now, the only thing that's set up are your new leads, because we didn't want, if you put people over into your prospects, we didn't want to start sending them a new campaign right out of the gate. But there is about, I don't know, 100 or something different campaigns already set up in there. All you do is say, turn this on, use this plan. It's done. You get to decide what that is. I couldn't decide for everyone in the company which ones they wanted to use. So if you don't have to put your prospects in there. Well, you do, you should, if you're smart, kind of thing. But it's going to start engaging with them as soon as you do. You know, then you get to choose if, you know, KV Core has 9 default campaigns, 3 for active leads, 3 for anyone, 2 new leads, 1, and 1 for when you use the open house app. Those are already set up, operational in the system right now. So you get to decide what are the other ones that you want to add in. And they're already done. If you want to edit them, fine, edit them, that kind of stuff. It's up to you what you want to do with it. But you don't even have to do anything with it. This is not something that you have to do to get started. you do need to kind of understand how they all work. There really is very little to do in here other than kind of learn how this whole thing operates. This is nothing that you'll use on a daily basis. You go in and set it and forget it. You follow me? So that's step 2. Step 3 is your website. And the website is just keep it simple, stupid. Again, like you don't need to do a whole lot here. You know, you go in and you know, you have that. You can choose different templates. You know, it's automatically set up to be set up for the hero one, but it doesn't matter. You can go in and change the color of your website if you want to. You can add your own background image, your own secondary logo. You can put all these things in, but really there's very little that you have to do in here. But you can go in and edit your website in there. See, similar to several other CRMs, they're going to send everything is going to work through that website. And so you want to go in and see how your website's looking, you know, make sure your picture looks right, that kind of stuff. But this is not, you don't have to be super detailed on that. Setting up your website is not a really big deal on there. There's a lot of bells and whistles that you can add in. If you're a techie person and you want to do different things with your website, go for it. But if you just want to make, I mean, when I say go to your website and customize your settings, you may open up your website and be like, I'm good, or I want to put a logo here, I want to do that. Again, this is much more of a set it and forget it. Because the way we have KV Core set up is you'll just get your basic information. When we go in and update photos and make changes and that kind of stuff, it'll automatically filter down so that your website doesn't always look the same as it always has, kind of thing. So that's step 3. Step 4. Oh, well then, I'm sorry, on your website and IDX kind of thing, if you'll go in there, like here's where your website settings are. This is just where you go in. All you do is just click in and go on your web and IDX and I mean, it's right there. It's not hard. We all have the exact same thing. So last part is fill up your pipeline. And so if you'll go into Lead Engine in the top right-hand corner, you'll see this bulk lead import. You can either do it yourself, or you can hit this button, let us handle it. Please let them handle it. We only got like 5 folks that have uploaded any of their contacts in here. And there's this really powerful system ready to operate for you. But you have to take the time now. You know, you can go in, you can connect all of your lead generation to it. You can sync up your Zillow accounts, anything else, you know, if you're getting Opcity leads, if you're getting any of that kind of stuff, you can put all that in. And then all that, because at that point, really what you're doing is, you know, we set up our profile, we make sure we understand how leads operate, how they work, and what kind of messages they're going to get. Again, not much work there. We got to make sure our website's looking good, and then we got to upload all of our people into our system, and they'll do that for you. Now, once that happens, this thing starts engaging. It will tell you, hey, you need to call this person. Hey, this person came back to the website. Hey, this person's doing this. Hey, this is what's going on here. It's going to, and so this is something you should be logging in every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. There's a mobile app that goes with it, completely free. It downloads, and it's the same username and password. You download it all right from there. We have a client app that I don't even dare tell you about yet because we can't even get logged in yet. There's a client app in here called Million Map that we can send to all of our clients the same way. We have a lot more bells and whistles tied into this thing, but we need to get really good and be brilliant at the basics is what we really need to get. And so, you know, the reason I'm harping on KV Core, you know, we just put this system out, and it's not been, it is really, really powerful, but we're not taking advantage of it. And at the same time, I see what's coming. I see where we're heading. I see that transaction volumes are going to be going down. And so now is the time that we should be taking the time to really focus on our business, to really focus on building these kind of client relationships to get, because again, I know I'm harping again, but winter's coming and it's going to happen. And when it does, if you want to be trying to set up your KV Core late next year, late this year, that kind of stuff, I mean, the time to do this is now. The time to look at your business is now. It's not, this is not the time to sit back and just try and ride through spring and summer. Yes, I know it's busy. Yes, I know it's a pain in the butt to try and do this at the same time. I totally got it. But if you don't do this now, listen, you guys are all small business people. This is your business. You either care enough to get this thing set up and rolling or you don't. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be based on what you make happen here, kind of thing. So please get your leads in here. Let this thing start engaging, reach out. You know, I'm about to turn the system on where the only people who are gonna get leads from the company are ones that are into this company. We started off with them just kind of going out to everybody, but it's driving me crazy seeing leads just sitting there and no one's addressing them. So that's getting set up. So we'll be making that change this week here right now. So.
Alan, really quick, before you move forward, just want to let everybody know, when Alan pull up that screen that shows private, what that means are those are the leads the agent has with them. So therefore, the company can see is private. We will never interfere. What Alan see is a whole dashboard of everybody's activities. So the one that's assigned to the company or the one that's come to the company website. So your own leads, so you know, we will never touch those because it says private.
I can't even see what their names. I can't see any of their contact information. I just see that there's a lead in there. Kind of thing, if that makes sense.
I just want to make sure you guys understand that, okay? So
All right.
please upload your database.
Yeah, please. Does anyone have any questions? And was that too doom and gloom? I didn't try and be doom and gloom, but I do want you to know this is coming.
Doris says too gloom and doom, babe.
What?
Doris Key said you're too gloom and doom. Work it
Oh,
out,
well,
babe.
she needs to suck it up then.
You,
Yeah.
the little sheet, so will.
I'll send this out to
So we can print
everybody.
it, and so, you know, like, so it can check it off number one,
Yeah,
number
yeah,
two.
well, I mean, thanks to Taylor. Taylor's been the one who helped me
Yeah.
put this whole thing together. Yeah, Taylor, kind of thing. And so, yeah, we will, we're gonna post it, the sales meeting out on Real Estate Backstory, and I'll include the links there. I'll put it out there, we can go ahead and email it out to everybody as well, kind of thing. Can we put it in the newsletter for next week, that kind of stuff?
Can you also put that spreadsheet out as to when you was telling us the different aspects as to how it was going, the whole
Sure.
process?
No, yeah, well, I'm glad to share any of this. Listen, I promise, none of this is proprietary. If you want the slides, you got the slides. If you want all the information, like my goal here is to help you with your business. So none of this is I have zero ownership of all this because I only want you to use this to increase your business. Other questions? All right,
Quick question.
yes.
I downloaded my KB Core on my phone app. What email were we supposed to use? Is that certain?
Same login you have for KB Core is the same login you have for your KB Core app.
Okay.
Yep, promise.
I've written it down. I don't know it.
All right, well then, thank you very much. I do want to kind of move over into our awards area kind of thing.
Hey.
And we want, and so I want to kind of congratulate, and so everybody's going to kind of do their own thing here now. So
Congratulations. Thank you all very much for attending our sales meeting. Congratulations to all these folks here, Gail. I saw you in the airport earlier. So congratulations. And
Miss Gail, are you here?
I think she is, isn't she? I thought I saw her.
Number one, go through.
So anyways, thank y'all. And we do want y'all to see you guys grow, truly. And we want to see success and want to see you do well. So please let us know if we can do anything else for you.
Also, I have one more thing to add that I didn't bring up. Even though Melissa is in charge of billing now, I know all of y'all decided to wait until the very last minute to do your taxes, and the link to your 1099s is 100% expired. So if you need a copy of your 1099, just email me and say that you give maximum one authorization to send it electronically, and I'll email you a copy of your 1099.